Does it smell like UPDOG in here?
Hi, I'm Milan.
Hey, I'm Matthew. We were both given the opportunity to ask for a once-in-a-lifetime experience from a certain organization that rhymes with shake a fish. So for our wish, we asked to start our very own podcast. I'm just kidding. I went to Boston, New York to watch baseball.
I went to Paris and you're at Disney, but now we have a podcast too.
Welcome to the Wish Kids. Speaking of dogs, my dog actually just came in and plopped down in the corner over there.
Aw, that is so cute. I'm actually pretty sure, since we're talking about dogs right now, my dog has barked various times during some of my podcast recordings, and I'm like, oh no, the audio.
Yeah, no, I've definitely heard her bark a few times, but like it adds a little flair, a little flavor to the episode, something extra for the animal lovers out there.
It does. Mentioning animal lovers right now, I am actually an avid animal enthusiast. I have 2 cats as well.
Wait, you have how many cats?
2.
Since when? What? I thought you only had one. Since when?
No, I have 2. We actually ended up rescuing them both. And it was a full funny story. My mom actually sent me to the store to get dog shampoo. And I came back with like thousands of pictures of cats. And then the next day I was like, okay, I'm going back. And we ended up getting 2 of them.
Aw, that's actually so cool. That's like, in like movies or commercials when someone goes to the store for like something totally unrelated and they just come home with a new pet. It's just like that. Like,
Yes, there's actually a meme where someone was like, how am I supposed to be a parent and tell my child that no, it's not a good idea to get ice cream and bring home 3 puppies? Because yes, that is a fantastic idea. And as a parent, I just have to like disagree with that.
yeah, I remember that one. Exactly. It's like no, there's that's the one part of parenting no one prepares you for, I feel like, is like having to say no to puppies that you want just as much as your child wants. And like also, I just want to add real quick, I'm not a parent, but this is what I think it's like. That's a daily life of a parent in my mind.
Yeah, it seems like it would be hard to have to be like, 1, a parent, and then 2, say no to like your kids' awesome ideas.
Exactly, yeah. It's like the equivalent of like saying no to your dog when he's all amped up and excited to like go for a walk or chase a squirrel. Oh, I said the S word. My dog, his ears just like shoot straight up whenever I say that. Sorry, bud. But no, like there's like that like glimmer in their eye, and it's like the tail wag. And you just want them to get that squirrel so bad, but you just gotta say no.
Yeah, that's like actually kind of like in the movie Up, where the dog just talking is like squirrel.
I love that. Yeah, I love that movie. I love that. My dog's the exact same way. What was that dog's name? Like, not Benson. Doug.
Mm,
Doug. Yeah,
putting me on
Doug.
the spot.
Um, his name's Doug. I remember that. Good memory, me. But yeah, no, he's like my dog absolutely loves squirrels. Like real, maybe not love. It's a real love hate type
Mm,
thing,
yeah,
I guess. I like to think he loves them and wants to play with them, but like the squirrels are afraid of him.
it's a
Um,
new chew toy.
yeah, no, like rightfully so. Like I'd be scared too if I saw this dog that's like 10 times my size come like running at me and barking at me. I wouldn't want that. But yeah, no, he has that reaction. I just find it so funny. Like anytime you say the word, he just immediately like, he'll be like laying down like asleep with his eyes closed, and you say squirrel, and he just stands straight up and like ears perked, his tail goes straight up, and he just like he goes to the closest window and just stares at it, like looking for any squirrels. And then like if you keep saying it, he'll get like more and more riled up. And if you open the door, he'll just sprint to the fence where the squirrels are, and like he'll just like look for them. Like even if there's none there, he'll like look around as if there are. Like he's like, where are they? Where are they?
That is so cute. Oh my gosh. Okay, my dog kind of does something similar. Like, she will bolt outside and bark at them when they're like on the fence or trees. And then actually, my cats kind of have become like akin to my dog. They like puff their tails and their fur on the back of their neck like rises when they see squirrels or even possums. Actually, I'm like, okay, you go, have fun, be safe.
That's so funny they have that reaction. Are you sure they're not like dogs too, the cats? Because I've never seen a cat react to a squirrel like that where they actually get like riled up. I've also never had a cat though, so I don't really know. But
Okay.
like
One of our cats is huge, and I know that they wish that they were a dog for sure. So,
One can dream. It's
yes.
my brother. He was a guest on this podcast. Go check out episode 2 if you haven't already. He was on that one, but he had a cat, and he was convinced it was part pug, which is hilarious. Just like it had the same little like round nose that a pug has, and it was like short and squatty, and it loved to lick people just like dogs do. and like,
Aw.
and I'm pretty sure he liked going on walks too, which is like really like dog like.
You mean your brother walked the cat like with a leash?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the cat was definitely a good boy though. It was.
Funny, funny. Speaking of like good boys, when I think of like really solid animals, I sometimes think of like guide dogs or like emotional support
Mhm.
animals. So, most of those visit like kids in the hospital. So, like, did you ever experience that? Like, did they ever visit you in the hospital?
I think I remember seeing like a golden retriever walking around the halls a few times. My dad would constantly joke though about bringing our dog in or trying to sneak him in with like blankets, like in like shows or movies where they cover him up in like a basket. But like our dog's like a 90 something pound dog, so like that obviously would never happen. But
Aw. It's that's like a big dog pretending to be a baby, which
Mhm.
that that image brought me to the scene in the Scooby Doo movie where they dress Scooby Doo up as like a lady or something, and then they act like no one noticed a literal dog in the outfit.
I can't believe you're referencing the Scooby Doo movie on the podcast. But yeah, no, I definitely remember that. Like, I feel like Scrappy Doo would definitely make a better support dog than Scoob. But that's enough Scooby Doo talk for one day for one episode, I think.
Scooby Doo is amazing, but I do think that there was a point that emotional support animal registration was almost like abused or exploited in a way, and it was like almost a trend in the media to see like what animal was the like wackiest that could be a support animal. I think I remember a peacock once.
No way. What? That's I remember that trend where it was like almost like a competition between people to see like what they could like register to.
Register? Yes.
Uh-huh. Because I think someone was able to register a goldfish, and like they even brought their little goldfish bowl on a plane with them, like sitting on their lap. They're like support goldfish. I was like, what?
Very, very unique animals all up in there. But I do think that when used properly, the emotional support animals can be really beneficial. Actually, the school I went to actually owned this comfort dog, and it was emotional support type. It was that like realm of support dog.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it used to actually travel all over the states, and sometimes it would even go out of state when there was like a big like storm or big catastrophe, I guess you could say. And I just think that like it's so cute that they just bring comfort to people. And I think like it's really nice that they do help people in different ways.
Especially too, like I know sometimes they'll go to like people's houses that are like sick or hurt or like make like not just in hospitals, like actually to their houses when people are home. But yeah, no, all animals and especially dogs are like just an amazing source of happiness and love for so many people. And it's always so nice when I see those sort of like mobile support animals who go different places, like you said, or even like events,
Yeah.
just to let people like pet them or cuddle them as a way to de-stress. I know like a lot of college campuses have started doing that too,
Yeah.
where they'll have like
Like during
stress.
finals week.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they'll bring like just like a bunch of dogs, like puppies, and they just say like, "Here, play with some pets. Like, have fun. Like, go cuddle them, go pet them, go let them lick your face, just so you don't have to worry about school for a little bit."
Mhm.
And it's really nice. But speaking about stress, though, this is a fun little side tangent about pets. Not about stress. Well, yeah, about stress too. So one year for Christmas, I got a hamster, and that was my first land pet I ever had. Like I had a few fish before that I loved, they were awesome. Actually, I want to bring this up real quick because my fish, they were all beta fish, and I had them one at a time. And beta fish are like they're cool, but they can't live with others. They have to be
Right.
alone.
Yeah.
They live pretty long too. I think it's like 4 or 5 years. So my first one I named Camouflage because I thought he wasn't camouflage at all. He was like bright blue, but I just thought
Okay.
Camouflage like the coolest name
Yeah.
at the time. And then my next one I named CJ, which stood for Camouflage Junior.
Oh my gosh.
And then my third one, you might think Camouflage the Third. No,
Yeah.
his name's
No?
Fred.
Okay. We
Yeah,
just jumped.
yeah, just a little because I want
Was
to be
that
creative at that point. But back to this story about my land
yes,
animal, my
yes.
hamster. But yeah, no, he was my first air breathing pet that I ever got. I got him for Christmas.
Air breathing. That is a funny way of putting it. I do feel like hamsters and fish are like the classic first pet, like your introduction to owning pets.
Definitely. No, yeah, my fish were my first ones, and like they good, very good intro, good starter pets, and same with hamsters usually. But this hamster that I got, so we also got this like super cool like big cage for him. It had like a wheel in it, and it had this like steel bars on the outside, like a normal hamster one. And then it had this really unique like treat dispenser thing. It was like basically a tube at the like
Mhm.
attached to the
Okay.
roof that went up, and then at the top there was like a circle that was almost like a gumball dispenser that had these like gumball like jawbreaker looking treats for the hamster.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was really cool. I thought it was like gonna be awesome because it was basically meant to be like a gumball machine where we
Okay.
like as the humans we would like flip a lever on the outside and would like drop a treat down to the cage for him.
Oh, cool.
Um, yeah, so it sounds cool, right? It sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
no, my crazy little hamster, very first night of having him. So I guess like Christmas Eve, Christmas
Mhm.
Day Eve, the night of Christmas Day.
Okay.
Um, he somehow managed to climb up the side of the cage using the metal bars, and then managed to squeeze himself into this treat tube and shimmy his way like straight up, like straight vertical to the very top of the tube, where the treats are. And obviously he smelled the treats, but they're like blocked by a plate or something, like because we have to release it. So when I wake up in the morning, there's like my little hamster completely stuck in this little tube, like at the very top, and he's way too chubby for it. Like I don't even know how he got up there, but he's way too chubby to get down. Um, and so I was like amazed, but also so scared. I'm like, buddy,
Yeah.
come on, like it's the first night, like we'll give you more treats. Like he
Oh my
so hungry.
gosh.
Um, but yeah, no. Luckily, we got him out, and then we removed that treat tube very shortly after.
Oh, that. Oh, I'm so glad that he was like okay.
Yeah,
That would have been like so sad. What like a hamster, and then day one
yeah.
eliminated.
Even that first, I still remember that first day. Time I was like, oh my gosh, like this is what parenting's like, huh? It's real stressful.
That's your introduction.
Yep, the land animals, air breathing objects. I tell you, they're a different breed.
But I think it's cute though that like you like ended up getting such a big cage and doing all the fun stuff because I don't know, there's just something about people going all out for their animals. Because like I actually had a few fish growing up too, and we would get a like really colorful aquarium gravel and all these like fun little structures to put in there, and then we change them out too. Like we'd have them and like cycle them, so when we clean the tank, you'd like put a new one in. So it was always different for them.
That's
Um,
awesome. Sorry, quick thing, but when I think of like big fish tanks like that, my first thought's always the one from Finding Nemo with the huge volcano in it. I'm like, that would be so cool to have. Or like the treasure chest too. Did you have one of those?
yeah. Do you? But like, would you want it for your fish or want it for you?
Both. I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun. I don't. It might be fun for them. I definitely want for me to like see if they
Yeah.
interact with it. And like,
Yeah. I actually, speaking of like contained animals, I guess you could say, I also had some frogs growing up, and we like did such a huge space for them too. And I would just like go in the room and like stare at them. Like I was just so fascinated. Like they'd
what?
just be sitting on like their log or whatever, and I would just be like, this is so cool.
Yeah, you had frog. That's super cool. What? Like, I don't think I've ever known someone who actually like raised pet frogs.
Well,
That's
now you know me. Yes.
one person now. Yes.
I did. We had, I think, about six frogs.
Wow.
In first grade, the teacher had gotten tadpoles for our class to observe because we were going through like the stages of like growth in a frog. And I was such a goody two shoes. Still am. But she was like, do you like, I trust you, and do you want them like after like school's ended, what are we gonna like the 3 months between summer, and she's gonna do the same thing with like the next class. So
Mhm.
she asked if I wanted them, and of course I was like, yes, I want frogs. So I had
Yeah,
to like ask my parents when they picked me up, and then I was just like, cool, I need to have these 6 frogs at my house right now.
of course. Yeah, no, as one does. Like if you're offered free frogs, you can't just say no to them.
Yes, exactly, free frogs, one just a one-way ticket to my heart. It it's actually kind of funny. Frogs became a trend this year out of like nowhere, which I guess that's how trends are, but just it was really random. Like they're on cakes now and just little random graphics.
Yeah, no, like good for them. Frogs deserve a little recognition. I'm glad it's finally their time to shine, you know? I'm happy for them.
Yeah, cows were last year, and now the frog stands rise.
Yeah, cows were so 2020. Are you kidding? That's But yeah, no,
And-
frogs are definitely in right now. Definitely cool.
yeah.
And speaking of cool, why don't we hop, frog pun, why don't we hop into a segment that we haven't done in a very long time? Is this still cool?
That was fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Actually, I want to present a topic for this conversation.
Go for it.
Given we talked about Scooby Doo previously, I know you said that was enough Scooby Doo for the podcast, but I think we definitely need to focus on Scooby Doo gummy snacks. It's the first topic up for debate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they were like the coolest things ever. People used to trade them at recess.
Mhm.
And I do know that they changed their formula. So
Aw,
they used to be more matte looking, like more like a solid color,
yeah.
and now they have a little transparent accent to it.
Aw, did they really change it? That's a bummer.
Mhm.
Because like, yeah, no, I have the same memory of them that you do. It sounds like where like they were just like the coolest gummy you could have at the lunch table. Like
Mhm.
especially that matte blue Scooby Doo one. Like that, yeah, that was by far everyone's favorite. Like everyone loved that blue Scooby Doo one.
Yes, I agree. The blue and the green are my favorite.
Hmm.
Um, but my final decision is no. It's not cool now. It's not cool with the upgraded formula. The original stands above all else.
Aw, so okay, so it was cool, but it's not still cool. You're saying?
Mhm.
Okay.
Like they had that coolness, and then the
Uh,
minute they updated their formula or whatever, it's not matte any. The transparency does not make it cool because it's equivalent to other gummies.
mm-hmm.
Whereas like they were unique. No one else had what they had.
They stood out because you couldn't see through them. It was,
Hmm. Yes.
yeah. I haven't had those in so long. I think I'm gonna say they're still cool though.
Okay. Okay.
Because I remember a few weeks ago, like some memes and like pictures of them started popping up again,
Oh
on
really?
like Instagram and like some meme page. I feel like I remember seeing like people like talking about them. So like I think they're like kind of trendy, I
Okay.
guess. People are getting excited
It's
about
the
them.
nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't know. The change of recipe you mentioned, that's a bit concerning. But like I haven't had them, so I don't. I can only take you. I don't know. I'm gonna say they're still cool. I still like them. I still like the vibe they give off. I'm saying they're still cool.
Okay.
Um,
Well, so one not cool, one this is cool. Okay.
yes. Another
Okay.
thing actually I think is pretty cool are those like dog backpacks.
Okay.
Especially the ones that are like similar to toddler carriers and like the dog's head just like pops up and like pokes out from behind you on it.
I didn't know that those were ever cool.
You know, honestly, I'm not sure if they were ever cool either, but I just know that I absolutely love seeing dogs on people's backs or in backpacks. Like it just always makes me smile. It's so cute and so funny to see.
Yeah, I definitely have not seen a backpack
Oh, it's a
dog.
bummer.
But I do know carrying a dog around in a purse was like a thing. There's actually a scene in Gilmore Girls where Kirk, one of the characters, did this. Like he was like hiding the dog in his purse. Um, and then Sharpay, also in High School Musical, I believe,
Mm.
carried her dog like that, or at least like dressed it up in some way.
Yeah, no, when you say dog in a purse, I immediately think of like Paris Hilton and like other Beverly Hills celebrities. So like Sharpay would definitely fit into that category too.
Yeah.
Where like they have these like super small dogs in these like $1,000 purses.
Hmm.
I've personally never been a fan of dog purses, so I'll say that's not cool from my perspective. But it's like something about dog backpacks and like seeing the little head pop out is so cute to me. So I definitely think those are still cool. And actually, they have these newer ones. I've seen them online. I've only seen pictures. I've never seen them in person. But it's like a clear dome for the dog on a backpack. It's almost like a space suit. Yeah, it's like a
Interesting.
backpack with like a dome, and it has like air holes on the bottom. And it's like those like at Chuck E. Cheese or like the old McDonald's play structures, like the big like dome thing you can like look out and put your head in. It's kind of like that for a dog, and you put it on your back. I think it's so funny.
Wow, that they have very unique inventions to make these like animals more portable than
Hmm.
they were before. I actually really didn't even know that this was like a thing or ever cool. So I'm gonna have to say it's still not cool because how can it be still cool if it was never cool?
Dang. Okay, that's two not cools from you already. Wow. All right. Well, this last one is definitely something I do not think is cool. It's those dog ball launcher things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about because I have one
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't think my dog likes it. It literally terrifies her. So we had just ended up so the purpose of that is to like throw the ball
Hmm.
further.
Hmm.
And like yes, okay, that's great. But we ended up just giving her the ball and now we throw it. So it just turned into like a regular ball. So
So this is just on the sides, like a back scratcher, pretty much. No.
right. So the whole purpose of it was actually never even applied. I actually think I see them in movies more than I do in real life. And like it's usually in the movies where you have some generic guy on the beach and it's leading up like right before
Mhm.
the protagonist pretends to be a klutz and stumbles and then his golden retriever comes running up and he reloads the ball launcher.
Yeah, that true, that like first like true love moment where they meet, or it's like love at first sight. Oh, like you saved me. Like those are always so cheesy, but I love those.
All right. I am sorry, but I'm going 3 for 3. Not cool. Just get some tennis balls and chuck them, you know?
Wow, this is like on American Idol when all three judges say no. Like that's harsh.
It's like the X Factor, 3 buzzers, X's. I am Simon Cowell today. It's a no from me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one though. I've always just thought like if you're gonna throw a ball, use your arm, get that workout. But that's also coming from the mouth of a kid who's like played baseball his entire life.
Mhm.
So I totally understand some people may not be able to throw that far, and so they use this to help them like just huck the ball. And honestly, I've used them a few times, and they can be pretty fun. It's pretty fun to just absolutely like launch the ball as far as you can because it can go so
Yeah.
far
It
sometimes.
they do go really far, but I think that's why it terrifies my dog. It's because it's like so far and they're like, oh, I lost it.
Yeah, it can go fast too. I think my friend had one once and he like hucked one at me and it was I no, I dodged it. Yeah, I'm fast like a cat. Um but like it's definitely fast and scary. But it's fun to use on occasion. But in terms of coolness, also a no for me.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since we have kind of focused on things that we don't think are very cool, maybe we should get into something we do think is cool, like our song recommendations.
Yes, sweet. All right, yeah. I wanted to get at least one song in my recommendations this week that was like really pet or dog related. So my first song is "Dog Days Are Over" by Florence and the Machine. You're excited
Love,
about that?
I love that song.
Yeah. It's really surprisingly hard to find songs about dogs or animals. Like Snoop Dogg would have been easy, but I wanted to challenge myself a bit. But like this song, yeah, no, I really do like this song also. Not just recommending it because of the name. It's a very pretty and cool song. It also sounds like it's gonna end, at like 2 or 3 different places.
Right, and then it just keeps going.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it is such a great song. I have to agree that like that is a great recommendation. I'm kind of bummed it wasn't mine, but
Thank you. Yeah, no, very good song. Second song, also pet related, Animal by the Neon Trees, or just I think it's just Neon Trees. But Animal is the song. I think just about everyone has heard this song at least once. But it's just one of those songs that like it comes on and you start singing along and just like belting it out and jamming to it. I remember like about 2 years ago now, like this is a very vivid memory. I was driving through the city with some of my friends and this song came on and we just rolled down the windows and all just started like screaming out the lyrics and like it was just so much fun. Like even the lyrics, like the verses we don't really know, we just like would
Mm.
mumble it at full volume too. um
Yeah,
and obviously it's animal slash pet themed, so that's cool too. But yeah, it's like a very classic like early to mid 2000s song and it's awesome.
it is. I have to agree with you. Like I enjoy this song so much. I think it's like one of those songs you can put on and people are just like, "Oh, like I know, like I've heard the song somewhere and it's not a terrible song to just have on."
Mm-hmm. Just
And
like the
I
big
don't think it's been overplayed too much.
no. Well, I think it might have been like when it first came out, then it's
Mhm.
dropped off again, luckily.
Yeah.
But even just like the very beginning, there's like just like three like drum hits, like da da da, and then it just goes right. It's like, yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Um, Final song this week, kind of pet related. It's called Aquarius by Solely Had. Aquarius is kind of like a fish, yeah, like aqua.
Yeah, you can stretch that.
Yeah, I'll stretch it. I am. I'm going to.
Okay.
um, Anyways, the song slaps. It's so cool. It's such a nice beat and like piano, and it just makes me groove and sing along. And it's way too short. But that just means you can play it on repeat more. And it's a really good song.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer when like your favorite songs are kind of shorter, but
Mhm.
it just makes like listening to it like 10 times better because you're like, okay, like I know it'll only last for so long that I'm going to enjoy it and then I'll like play it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you don't like, at least me, I don't like get fully into a song and like feel the need to like go crazy for it until like about like halfway through.
Hmm.
So then by the time I'm like fully amped up, it's almost over. So I'm like, oh well, gotta go again. So I can be
Gotta
amped from the
play
beginning. Yep.
it. That's funny. Okay. My first song is going to be Chit Chat by Beach Weather. I know it's not animal related, but just
No, it's fine.
oh,
You take
it's
your dog
so
to the
great.
beach sometimes. That's
I Yeah, we've talked about the beach.
yeah.
The guy, the generic guy on the beach in the movies.
Exactly. Yeah,
You
no, it's
can
great.
chat.
Yeah.
Oh, look at us connecting things. Me writing essays trying to meet word count. I do love the beginning of this song so much, and the lyrics are so good. And just by the way it sounds, it just makes me happy. It's just like
hmm
a like oh, it's so good.
I
Um,
remember when I listened to it, it's a very beachy sounding song too, actually.
yes, it's something I like play in the car, and you like roll the windows down, and you're like hair is going everywhere.
Yeah, you feel like you should be on a beach when you're listening to this, like or like
Mhm.
going to the beach. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's like it has that like vibe to
hmm
it. Yes. Okay, this next song is something I have been holding on to because I just never know where to put it, but I just need to recommend it because it is a song I probably play once a day, and it is 305 by Shawn Mendes. It is from his new album Wonder, and that album is so wonderful.
nice one. Good,
Thank you.
great pun.
There are so many good songs on that album, but this one is just a top for me. It's so good. I just there's nothing else to say about it besides the fact that it's so good, and I just love it.
The day this album came out, you like were just hammering my phone, telling me to listen to it.
I did. I sent it to you and like a few other of my friends, and I was like, everybody needs to listen to this. Like,
hmm But yeah, you've been wanting to suggest this one since the beginning. I think you said you wanted to wait, but like there's
yeah,
no right moment to suggest it. So like yeah,
there
now is definitely the
isn't.
right moment.
Yeah, so I'm just like, hey, I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
And then, okay, because this theme today was apparently animals, I did find a song that I do listen to, but the way it's spelled is so unique because it's spelled animal, but in the song he said, I think he like tries to like spell say it thing. So it's like I don't even want to like mess it up, but it's basically it's animal with dots in between each letter, and it's by John Newman. Um, and obviously title is very fitting for this episode, but it's one of the songs that is the top song on my running playlist because it kind of starts out like you could be like jogging and then like you get to that mode where you could just start sprinting or something. I don't know. It just has that motivational spark to it that makes me want to go run sprints.
That's always a good thing to get motivated to do sprints. And I like this song too. I like the beginning few notes a lot, and then in the middle it gets like I can see that you would want to sprint to this. Like it definitely like picks up and motivates you. Yeah. I'll overall good songs, good animal discussions.
Thank you. Yes.
We hope you, the viewer and listener, we hope you're as happy as a dog chasing a squirrel or as a cat chasing a laser pointer after listening to this podcast. And as always, the Wish Kids wish you well.
Thank you to our moms for moderating and our dads for proving nods and occasional thumbs up.
We would also like to thank all of our wonderful nurses and doctors that we have had along the way and remind you that they are healthcare professionals, not us.
Please keep in mind, any medical information or stories shared and discussed in this podcast are based on personal experiences and are not meant to serve as medical advice. Please talk with your doctor about any medical concerns, questions, and guidance as they are trained medical professionals.
Any brands, corporations, trademarks, or characters in the show, even those based on real people, are purely fictional.
The Wish Kids wish you well.